Of course, the atmosphere in each tournament has been amazing, and it's been a different start this year than any other year I've ever had. So
Sports, Alex Eala makes history in the U.S. as the first Filipino tennis player to compete at the Indian Wells Open. DJ Manotok has that story.
Alex Eala has made history by becoming the first Filipino tennis player to compete at Indian Wells Open, a milestone that alone deserves recognition across the sporting world. However, what truly sent shockwaves through the Women's Tennis Association and professional tennis as a whole was what happened when she arrived at the training courts. Thousands of Filipino fans were already gathered, packing the area in numbers remarkable even by Grand Slam standards. The energy was overwhelming, loud, passionate, and a powerful statement about what Eala represents far beyond the boundaries of the court. Long queues stretched endlessly as fans traveled great distances just to catch a glimpse of her, and instead of retreating into preparation mode, Eala stepped out to greet them personally, signing autographs and sharing moments with the supporters who had come to see her. That connection is not manufactured or the product of a media campaign. It is authentic, and it is a major reason why her rise feels so significant. Tournament authorities later confirmed that every one of her matches was sold out before play even began, with online demand for tickets remaining massive even after the sellout. They openly stated that this was the largest fan response they had ever witnessed for any player in WTA history, an extraordinary claim considering the prestige and global stature of Indian Wells. The story goes beyond ticket sales, though, as voices within the sport continue to weigh in. Sam Querrey, a former Grand Slam finalist, made a bold declaration, stating that Alex Eala is the biggest draw in the WTA right now, not one of the biggest, but the biggest, full stop. According to him, her ability to command attention and generate excitement surpasses every other player on the tour in that crucial and highly influential dimension.
Is she the biggest draw in women's tennis right now?
Yes.
Is she bigger than Sabalenka? Is she bigger than Coco?
Dude, it's crazy. She's having the same effect that Fonseca was having, like, on the men's side last year in Miami.
It's like Fonseca, but I think it's bigger than Fonseca.
It is. Yeah, it is.
Like, the Doha, like, crowds were insane for her last.
Then, Sam Querrey pushed the conversation into even more thought-provoking territory. He suggested that some of the world's top 10 players, including stars like Aryna Sabalenka, athletes who have dedicated their entire lives to reaching the pinnacle of the sport and have captured its biggest titles, may be watching everything unfolding around Alex Eala with mixed emotions. It is a striking observation because in tennis, results, rankings, and trophies have always been the ultimate currency. Yet attention carries its own power. And right now, when it comes to global anticipation and the hunger of fans eager to watch someone compete, the spotlight is firmly fixed on Eala.
Yeah, correct.
She's definitely one to watch, obviously because she's so good, but just for the atmosphere. You want to tune into her matches just to see what it's like on the court.
There's got to be like a little jealousy maybe from some of the women, that girls coming in, she's not top 10, biggest star in the world.
Jessica Pegula added another powerful layer to the story with her first-hand account. As one of the most respected and experienced competitors on the WTA Tour, she is not known for exaggeration or dramatic language, which made her reaction even more meaningful. Reflecting on her match against Alex Eala at the Miami Open, Pegula admitted she was genuinely astonished by the atmosphere inside the stadium before a single ball had been struck. She had not expected the sheer scale of it, the enormous crowd, the electric and passionate energy, and the emotional investment from fans in every single point. She even described the scene as insane, using the word not as criticism, but as the highest form of admiration. Rather than complaining, she was marveling at what she recognized as a historic moment unfolding right in front of her.
After week, as she has done well and established herself as a really good player on tour, they all come out to support her. And so I think we saw that in Australia when it was kind of overcrowded. They put her on too small of a court. We saw it here. You can hear it from the hotel. You can hear the crowd roaring, especially at night. So it's incredible.
The scenes at the Australian Open reinforced everything Jessica Pegula had described. During Alex Eala's matches in Australia, The crowds outside the stadium were unlike anything the tournament had witnessed in years. Fans gathered in massive numbers without tickets, forming endless queues and holding on to hope that they might somehow find a way inside. The same energy, devotion, and staggering turnout have now followed Eala to Indian Wells Open, leaving the Women's Tennis Association realizing it may not have fully anticipated the scale of her rise. When Ana Ivanovic, the former Grand Slam champion, observed the turnout at Eala's training session, she made a statement that stunned the room. Ivanovic said Eala has already surpassed the level of fame and recognition that Sania Mirza built over an entire career. She emphasized that this was not a dismissal of past achievements, but an honest acknowledgement that the global attention and fan devotion surrounding Eala is something the WTA has never seen at this speed or magnitude. For a former world-class champion of Ivanovic's stature to make such a public assessment carries significant weight, reflecting a perspective shaped by first-hand experience at the very top of the sport.
Extent, and I think the ceiling that Alex Eala has is obviously that much higher. And I'm going to bring in a little boxing here because my dad wanted me to be a boxer, but I chose tennis. But Manny Pacquiao,
good call.
Manny Pacquiao, we saw him when he, was at the top of his game, and alongside Roger Federer, he actually had more prize money.
And then there is Novak Djokovic, widely regarded as the greatest player in tennis history, a man with more Grand Slam titles than anyone who has ever lived and more than 2 decades of experience at every conceivable level of the sport. When Djokovic stepped forward to speak about Alex Eala, his words carried enormous weight. He called her the greatest tennis player the Philippines has ever produced and stated without hesitation that she deserves every bit of respect and recognition the sport can offer. When the greatest of all time makes a declaration like that, the tennis world pays attention, and his endorsement of Eala is certain to resonate far beyond the courts of Indian Wells Open.
Alex Eala, that's been a talk, and which is understandable. There's some players coming from respective countries, like she's coming from Philippines, which is now a big deal. She's been the biggest ever, tennis player from that country, which is a big country, and there's a big interest.
What Alex Eala is accomplishing right now goes far beyond a single tournament, a ranking, or even the impressive results she has already achieved. Her rise represents something larger. She is redefining what is possible for a Filipino athlete on the global stage, combining excellence on the court with genuine warmth and authenticity off it. The fans who traveled to Indian Wells Open, who stood in long queues and filled the training courts before a single competitive match was played, are not there by coincidence. They are there because something real and historic is unfolding, and the entire tennis world is watching closely. Indian Wells is ready, the fans are ready, and if the momentum so far is any indication, Eala appears ready as well. The question now is whether she can go all the way and win Indian Wells in her very first appearance, whether she is already the biggest star in women's tennis today, and what it means to see a Filipino athlete command this level of respect on one of the sport's grandest stages. The Eala era seems to be unfolding in real time, and the conversation about her impact is only just beginning.